Hello, hi, it's Liz here, and I'm back today for the Sunday afternoon relaxing ink and wash in the garden. So we are at White Oxeye Daisy, and sort of looks straightforward enough, but we'll see. And I've got my little book here. A little watercolour book. Let's see where we are. Dandelion last week. My dandelion was a little bit plumper than flat, but I still thought it looks okay. It looks more like a chrysanthemum, if you ask me. Yeah. Chrysanthemums remind me of my grandpa, who used to grow prize chrysanthemums. Anyway, let's go to the daisy. So, number one, sketch 2 flat ovals, one inside the other with the pencil. Have the little one float a bit towards the bottom of the big oval. Okay, so looks a bit like a flying saucer, an oval. And then a little oval further down. Yeah. Mine looks more like a football, not a football pitch, a running track. Hers has got like a kind of more pointy. We'll do the ends more pointy. Yeah. Because if you can't do step one, I'm just going to move my water out the way just now while we're at this stage. Because you know what I'm like with the water. Step 2. Use your fine liner to trace a small oval with curly scribbles. Use smaller curly scribbles to draw an even smaller oval within the small oval. Right, just down the bottom there. So we're going on to the fine liner straight away today. That does away with the problems, I'm guessing, of having to wait for the paint to dry. Let's just check in my scribble page. Yeah, we're good to go. Right, smaller with curly scribbles. So the top is just kind of scribbles like that. And then the bottom is, you know, yeah, I think. And then a second layer. There we are. Okay. Use your 01 fine liner. So that was 005, 01 to draw the top or back petals. They are full length and shaped a bit like a long flat oval. When you move towards the sides, the petals become thinner and a bit longer. Let the tip of the petals bend a little at the end to create some movement. Right, okay, so I'm going to start with the big one there in the middle, I think, and we're going all the way to that tip. And then there's one in behind. And excuse me for not chatting while I am concentrating. And then one bendy one, like a banana. Okay, and then round the other side. Right, that's that one. Let's see. Which one was my big one? That one was the start. I've lost track, and then there was that one, and then, oh, it doesn't really matter. I don't think I've done the same. Oh, that'll do, I think. Right, number 4. Keep going with the fine liner on the 4 shortened petals at the front. These petals are shorter, thicker and more bent. If it's not looking right at the moment, don't worry. It will make sense as soon as we add the shaping lines. Okay. So, more bent and smaller. I'm just making this up now as I go along. I think I'm going to put another wee half of a one in there. It seemed like a big space. Right. 5. With the 01 fine liner, draw a long stem with a few quick leaves in random shapes. Right, so a stem. And a space for a leaf. And then down here, and a space for a leaf. A space for a leaf. Oh, is there a bigger picture of the leaves? Right, so it's really just a squiggle. A squiggle with a pointy bit. What do you think? This one looks a bit fat. Okay, now we're getting started on the details. With the 005, draw dots and scribbles to add texture to the middle and edge of the centre. Dots and scribbles. Right, yeah, just dots and scribbles. Okay. I think that'll do for now. Then give some of your petals the shaping lines we used in step 6 of the cherry boss. Curve them along the petals to show movement. It's especially important on the foreshortened pencils at the front to make the illusion realistic. Isn't it incredible how little you need to make it look fabulous? So from coming out, right, coming out of the, and a wee bit out from the thing, right. I think that'll be enough of that. I don't see that she's put any at the top. Oh right, there are kind of longer ones. Okay. Right, now use the O2 to give a few darker details where the centre meets the petals. When you love it, you can erase the pencil lines and stand back to admire your beautiful sketch. Right, where the centre meets the petals. A wee bit darker. I think that's it. Erase the pencil line. I have to say, penciling an oval is a good idea. Don't think I would ever have thought of doing that, but it does. I think I'm a little bit more lopsided. I think, or maybe not. Maybe I need to wait till it's coloured, but it looks like these bits are too long or these bits are too short. It looks like weed from Bill and Ben. Of course, only people in the UK will know Bill and Ben and weed. It's a kiddies programme from like the 60s where you would watch with Mother. And so Watch with Mother had Andy Pandy, Bill and Ben. What else was part of Watch with Mother? I can't remember the other ones. But Bill and Ben, the Flower Pot Men, and it was like puppets made from flower pots. So their body was a pot and then their heads, and then Bill and Ben, the Flower Pot Men, lived in the garden shed. But outside there was a weed. And they used to go out and talk to the weed. Gentler days, what can I say? Step 9, when you're ready to continue, grab the 4-size brush, grabbed, and add some colour. Paint the centre wet on dry using the new Gamboge, which is a kind of orangey colour. Remember to leave plenty of white spots to make the flower breathe. While it's still wet, add a sap green to the bottom of the warm yellow and a tiny dab in the middle as well. Let it flow free and mingle. So I need my paints. Right. So it's the orangey colour. And then the green. Okay. And I've got my water here. We don't need our pencil anymore. Right, so we are leaving lots of little white space. We'll just sugar it on. Right, and then what? While it's still wet, add a bit of green. Let it flow freely into the yellow. Right, okay. With the brush, wet a few of the petals with clean water, softly kissing the middle. Then let the yellow run free from the centre and out into the wet. Drip a bit of sap green on the tip of the wet petals to give it a young, fresh look. Wouldn't we all like a young, fresh look? So I'm making them wet and just letting that run out. Okay, well, I think I need just a little bit of colour there, just because not a lot of the colour ran out. And I wanted to have a wee bit colour on the petals. Right, I've put it on every petal and she's only got it in some petals, but we won't worry about it. Okay, I think mine is definitely more yellow. Let's add a little bit of orange. Kind of deepen it a wee bit, I think, in that middle bit. Right, okay. Oh, the sap green on the top of the petals. Not on every one. There. Okay. Drip a bit of sap green on the tip of the... Oh, they're supposed to be wet. Well, it was enough, I think. Yeah. Now you just need to do the stem And that's an easy one. Load your brush with sap green and paint it wet on dry. Okay. Just darken it a wee bit, I think. I think my stem is chubbier and not as long. It doesn't make it look as elegant. So what do we say? Now you can sketch a daisy along with so many other flowers. Yeah, and mix and match. So we could do a whole garden of daisy and dandelion, or chrysanthemum as I like to call them. And then them. The flower is actually used in quite a lot of the places in the book because it can be changed up in so many ways. You can see it in action on page, let's move the water out of the way, on page 139 and 143. Oh yeah, it's a bigger version. And then 139, yep. Right, so, what's that next week? Foxglove. Oh, I'm not to look ahead. I got a row. I got a row for looking ahead. Right, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some splatters because, now who was it? Was it, let's write the name first and then do the splatters. Let me get my big pen. 05, is that the big pen? That'll do. So, white oxeye daisy. I think it was Tony over on the Facebook group who did splatters. And I thought, splatters. That might be a nice finishing touch. So, can't believe 23rd of November. Oh, yeah. Now, so, splatters. Will we just do yellow splat? Let's get the book out of the way or it'll be splattered as well. Watercolour splatters. Yellow. Yellowy orange. I think it has to be quite watery for the splatters. Oh, and plus I had green on that. Right, let me just get something to splatter on. Yeah, that'll do. Oh, I think we'll do the same over here. So thanks for that idea. Good, well that's it. So yeah, I'm okay with that. Quite enjoyed that today actually. think I might, now I've already done daisies in the nature journal, so I suppose we could just add a page of a nice hand painted one. So that's us, done. Sunday afternoon. Yeah. Okay, thanks for joining me today. If you've enjoyed the video, a thumbs up would be great, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.